Okay guys, so today I've got some energy. Feels really good. Again, of course, every day, being in ketosis. Today we're going to talk about a little bit about the business, right? But not my business in ketosis, but how you actually get the business, your own business. So what's the deal about protein? Yeah, this is like I feel like we're just like two countries at war. You know, one idealism over another, and we're just talking protein. I don't know what the big deal is. And it really makes me and helps me understand how addicted to food you guys actually are. Not all of you, but a lot of you. Is there any debate? It's not that hard. If you don't know what your protein level tolerance is before your liver starts making glucose out of it, then just use a glucometer and test your blood glucose. Why are you arguing about it? I just don't understand. So now, when I first started out, there was nothing. Now the internet is filled with people arguing about keto. It's just so boring. Boring! Jeez, like really? Something's going on with y'all's hormones because you guys are fighting over something so stupid. Stupid in the context of just experiment. If you don't believe what I'm saying, and you don't believe what this person's saying, go grab a glucometer. Hi guys, just a little morning AM rant. Yes, that's how I do it. Go grab a glucometer. Before I mention Precision Extra or Abbott Freestyle glucometers, I think in England you can order, I'm not exactly sure, there's some weird funky brands, I don't remember, but you want a dual glucometer that can measure your ketones. But you guys get out of the ketone head. It's about the glucose. It's all about the glucose. It's not that hard. You have a better indication of being in ketosis if you measure your glucose rather than just relying on your ketones, which is quite expensive actually to buy those darn strips. Okay, so what's the dealio? The deal is, it's every day. I do videos every day, and I'm always excited. I'm always got the energy. I'm always cracked out. Yesterday I was at the gym. I had a little bit more time, and I was there for 4 hours. And it's not because I'm working out 4 hours. And for those who try to find every little stupid drop of anything that you could go, oh, she's got that body because she just works out all day. Sorry, it was an ugly face. You're looking for, you're searching for grains of sand, right? If you don't like your body, change your mind because it's really not in the workouts that I do, not at almost age 50. It's in the way you think. Now, why would you bash another person for what they believe? I don't go to other people's Facebook pages and bash them for their beliefs. So it just behooves me, this new generation of people online, because I really don't give a crap. Do what you want to do. If you want to eat this, that, and the third, it's all up to you. I'm just here giving you the information based on the hundreds of people I have tested with glucometers. And this is what I found out, you guys. Okay. Basically, when you overeat protein, what your body cannot digest and use gets converted by the liver into glucose. It's called gluconeogenesis. That's the way it is. So you guys who are trying to be at this nitrogen balance, it doesn't work that way with ketosis because you are actually anabolic. The problem is getting into ketosis. So the big debates are, well, if I go too low protein, I'll be incredibly catabolic, right? Because protein is a part of anabolism. It's a part of growth. It is. But you have to find that level at which your body can no longer break down and use as fast as you're stuffing that protein in. And when you start to put pure proteins in your body and nothing to slow down digestion when you're using powders and whatnot, your protein load, this positive nitrogen balance, doesn't apply to keto. And it probably doesn't apply to the carb world because your body can't take the protein, break it down, and shove it into the muscle, especially if you become more insulin resistant and be used by the body for growth as fast, for tissue, as fast as you want it to. Here's what it is. So, by using a glucometer, urine strips are what the ketones are leaving your body. And in most cases, when you're in ketosis and your brain is using beta-hydroxybutyrate, you won't show ketones in the urine. That is why stop being cheap and go get a glucometer, because it'll be the best investment you've ever made. Go get your glucose strips and your ketone strips and learn how to test the numbers. They have to be in opposition. Your glucose must be low and your ketones must be around a 2.0 to be in ketosis. If you don't eat for 6 hours as a carb burner, you are making ketones. That does not mean you're in ketosis. And it also means that most likely that your ketones are unusable because your body doesn't know how to use the ketones. It knows how to use glucose because we have primed and conditioned our bodies to be dependent on glucose like crack cocaine. I'm just saying. Okay. Yes. I'm just freestyling it as I always do. So, what I've noticed through my testing of hundreds of people, which these people on these message boards don't test anybody. They're not even using a glucometer. And if you actually listen to people argue, they don't argue glucometers. Because if they did, the data would turn out different than they want it to. People go on ketosis, people try the keto diet because they want to lose weight. Now the bodybuilder community is now trying it because they want to get lean and they want to be anabolic, right? They don't want to be in a catabolic state. They want to be in homeostasis. They want the balance between catabolism and anabolism. There needs to be a balance. You need to break down and build up perfectly and succinct. Here's the problem. You guys are doing low carb. Okay, you're doing low carb and you're doing total carb. You might get your total carb down to, of course, dogs are barking. There's not sirens. Nobody's on my roof. There's no King Kong. Goosh, goosh. But there's always got to be some kind of noise in these paper-thin walls in California. But I digress. Okay, so what's the dealio? Okay, so we're two camps, right? You've got the person who's just like screwed up and they want to lose weight. They can go in categories like age, metabolic derangement, the level of it. And then you've got the bodybuilder community that separates themselves and puts themselves in some other realm, but they're really the same as everyone else. Use a glucometer. By what I've tested, when people start going over 80 grams of protein, their glucose shoots up through the roof. And you know why? Because the liver's making extra glucose. And you can't keto adapt. So you have this false sense of being in ketosis because you're eating, 20 total carbs? What is that? 8 net carbs, potentially, depending on what you're eating. And then you are eating your protein over 100 and your fats are around, people get their fats around like 130. And so they're like about 60% fat and they've got their protein still upwards towards 20 or 30. It's quite fascinating. And people are like, the people who are overweight, they're like, look, I've lost weight. I've lost weight. But really, you're in starvation mode because you're not in ketosis, because you're using a urine strip and it's showing purple. And they're like, look, I'm making ketones and I lost weight. And I'm like, you lost water and you lost muscle. Body's not going to give up its fat. You're eating high protein, you're not going to lose weight. You're going to lose weight on the scale, but you're not going to lose body fat. In fact, you're going to lose muscle and dump it right into those fat cells that are primed to uptake insulin because they are insulin receptor sites, not fat receptor sites. 1 gram of protein. There was a video done like, you could have a little bit too much protein, that's fine. But anyone saying that is not using a glucometer. Because if they did, they would be bragging about it. Look at my glucometer numbers. But they're not. And people who say that you can eat a lot of protein don't talk to hundreds of people. They read articles online. Oh, okay, you read articles online, and now you're the friggin' expert. But I've talked to hundreds of people, and when they're eating too much protein, their glucose gets too high. Why do I give a crap how much protein you eat? I don't care. I'm just writing down the data. And the data says when you eat too much protein, even by a gram, glucose shoots up real high. So you guys got to do due diligence, get the glucometer, and test your glucose. Because you can make ketones even in the blood, and they're still unusable when that glucose is too high. Because the brain will always defer to the glucose if it's present in the blood at a high number, over 80 milligrams per deciliter, or 4.4 millimolars for those who do not live in the U.S. Okay, guys, I'm a ranter now. I'm a silly, goofy little ranter. Maybe in the beginning of my videos, I was just like so bubbly, and now I'm just like being inundated with people trying to start, like, you know, just a bunch of headache. But at the end of the day, I gotta like cut through the minutia, and I gotta go and just reach the people who want to be reached. So if you don't like what I'm saying, follow anyone else. But for those who are willing to be strict and do whatever it takes, because now I get all the people like, I'm so confused, Stephanie. I'm so confused. Do you lose muscle? Do you lose your pump? Does it stop your menstrual cycle? Is it bad for you? Does it raise your cholesterol? Now people are like, I don't understand. Someone inboxed me and said, you say don't eat onions. And other people said eat onions. I was like, well, go eat onions. Okay? But you could get the business. This is the business at almost 50 with 10 surgeries on my left knee. And as much as people complain about me, they cannot deny this. And you know what? I'm not dieting because I'm not dry. Look at that. Nice fat in my skin. Freaking fantastic body. I love it. I love being this healthy. I love eating upwards towards 2,000 calories. I love having the business. I love being strong. And I love not being dry. Because that dryness that you guys, the bodybuilder world, love so much is dangerous. It's dangerous to be that low in electrolytes and water and fat. Your sub-Q fat is just gone, and your collagen starts to what's the word I'm trying to say? You're losing it, and you're aging. Your face is aging, your body's aging, you're in a gluconeogenic effect when you start to lose your collagen under the skin from being so dry, because you're not in ketosis and the body's constantly having to break down amino acids to convert into sugar to feed the fledgling brain. So go ahead and eat too much protein and eat your onions and have your carbs at 50 and eat your nuts and your cheese and drink your coffee and drink your bulletproof coffee, because if that's what you want to do, that's what you want to do. So I'm not speaking to you guys. I'm speaking to the people who tried keto, they thought they were in the ketosis, they plateau, they're frustrated, they never get the energy that Steph has all day long. All day long. Fasting, not fasted, locked into ketosis for over 6 years now, with no refeeding on any starches whatsoever, no holidays, no alcohol, no nothing. And nothing looks as good as keto feels. This is a mother-sucking business, and it's amazing. There's nothing better that I could recommend. My life improved exponentially. People around me have improved exponentially. My mother has improved exponentially. So if that doesn't work for you, if that doesn't speak volumes to you, that's so cool, because there's other people out there that will. But I'm the strict keto person, because the body's no joke. The body will bitch slap you, pap you back in the head, and your adrenal glands will become downregulated. They won't function properly. And that affects your liver and your kidneys, and then you got to think about the microbiome in your gut.